Welcome to the Roleplay Mechanic, where I like to break the games that I like to play. This week, I decided to go in and foobar the Gunslinger. To begin the series, I always start off with using the same kind of line. In order to know how to do something wrong, we have to know what exactly is correct. The Gunslinger is, effectively, a fighter that uses guns. If we scroll down, we can take notice that they are trained in just about every weapon, except for advanced. They are trained in advanced firearms and crossbows, which is a unique difference from fighters. Fighters don't get to be advanced right away. But they are expert in their main attacks, just like the fighter. Following up, the other main note about the Gunslinger is a lot of their abilities will specifically say, you can do this if you are wielding a gun, you can use this while wielding a crossbow, when you try to interact reload, when you try to use a firearm while you are holding a firearm, so on. We're not gonna do that. we're just not gonna use a gun because, hey, everyone say it with me, bows are guns. In fact, they're kind of better than guns if you think about it. Guns, in some cases, are quite inferior to bows. Let's take a look at the build. You choose what way you are. This is sort of like what format of Gunslinger you are going to be. And if you scroll through all of the deeds that they get, all of their unique slingers reload, big important one on this one, their reload, all, if not most of them, are gonna say, while you're wielding a firearm or crossbow in a hand, your last action was to strike with a firearm or a crossbow, or just otherwise to interact and reload. Instead, we're going to, just only a little, and it's perfectly fine, to bend the rules a little bit in this, which is very in theme for this series because you should never bend the rules. They are strict. They are very important. You have to follow them exactly as they are worded. Otherwise, you are playing the game wrong. Do you think that's not subtle enough? Obviously, that was a joke. For this build, we are going to be wielding a bow as the Gunslinger. And the best way that I could find, very thematically and surprisingly quite efficiently, use a bow on a Gunslinger is the way of the sniper. Now, this is just not going to do anything because we're going to be using a bow. So this whole entire feature, great, but we're not using it, so just straight up forget it. However, what's really good, our initial deed, starting at level 1. If we roll stealth or initiative, your first shot is the deadliest. Interact to draw a firearm or crossbow, or bow. Your first successful strike with that weapon during this encounter deals an additional 1d6 precision damage. This damage increases per level. Starting at level 1, it wants us to constantly be sneaking around, avoiding notice. Now, picture, if you will, you're in a dungeon. You got your party, a couple homies, and there's the frontliner, gonna be going up front. Spellcaster is probably somewhere in the center, and you're skulking in the back trying to avoid notice so you can get your stealth or initiative. You go on to the next room, immediately encounter, say, some orcs. Initiative instantly pops. Everyone rolls perception, you roll stealth as you skulk in the background. The fighter runs in there, goes for an attack. The wizard tries to stay back at the back entrance. You behind the wizard, then fire off a gun. BAM! Echoing throughout the entire dungeon. Needless to say, you are now obviously noticed. After you fight that, you're gonna get your additional precision damage from your one-shot, one-kill, but also you are very much noticed. You just fired a bloody firearm. Moreover, depending on the amount of roleplay that you have at your table from your DM, you're firing off a gun that is a very audible thing. You're going to alert the entire dungeon, the entire building, wherever it is that you are. God forbid you're actually stealthing entirely, specifically stealth type mission, where you don't want to get noticed. Say you're going into like some kind of noble's mansion and there's a couple people here and there you might want to take out. You fire off a gun in this dude's mansion. Like, no. So instead, we're gonna forgo gunnage and go with a bow. As we go for that classic stealth archer, we are going to be as quiet as we possibly can. Moreover, we are specifically going to be a elven stalker. All right, y'all in chat, you're slacking off. I need more guns equals bows, more comparisons that tell me how guns are bows. Spam it. We need more of that. Guns are bows. Guns equals bows. Excellent. Wait, what? Nope, that's a typo. That's not quite right. I'm pretty sure that's a greater sign. You have to use that symbol. That the guns equals bow. Starting at initials, some of these builds I have not chose ancestry, but for this one, I definitely wanted to choose an ancestry for it. I have went with the elf, classic elven style. And for our background, I went with the Nirmathi gorilla. Gorilla? Nirmathi gorilla. For our background, I went with Nirmathi gorilla. This was definitely a unique one that I had to do some digging to find. But the reason why I went for this is because forest lore is very important, believe it or not. And we get terrain stalker, underbush. Check this out. We're going to be going with full-on stereotypical wood elf style. If we are in difficult terrain due to bush, as we try literally hiding in the trees and bushes and whatnot, we are able to then sneak without even needing to roll. So we can just sneak around in the natural terrain and we don't even need to roll. This also allows us, when we are not in initiative, to get as close of up to 15 feet away to something without even needing to roll stealth. This is very handy, very useful both mechanically and in roleplay. Now for our class, we have a wide variety of skills to pick up on this one. Some of these will only be able to be picked up at later levels, as I like building these up to about level 6. Usually a build should come online at about level 6 or earlier. So you'll start off picking up nature, survival, medicine. If available, I recommend picking up herbalism or then deception. You will need deception to pick up your subclass. And then society. What really makes this one, I think, kind of come home is the fact that we went with society here at the very end while focusing on a bunch of other nature kind of stuff. We aren't just some hermit druid that are just hiding off in like a cave and whatnot. We are someone that is very well accustomed to traveling out into the wilderness, but we do have knowledge and potentially contacts with people that are in the city. Bow is a gun. Yeah, you get it, Cheese. What's up, Cheese? Thank you, Cheese. It's all I need from someone. This character, we live a mix between out in the wilderness and a specialized city that we come and go from. Or we are quite a traveler. We spend more time out in the wilderness traveling from one location to the next because we are a hired assassin. Starting at level 1, we went with Wood Elf. This would allow us to get a lot of stuff with foliages, climbing trees, as well as woodcraft, which allows us to, when we are in our specialized terrain, be able to roll survival checks and never get a critical fail. If we get a normal success, it counts as a critical success instead. So this makes us pretty much the go-to person of any kind of party to subsist and live within the wilderness. For our Gunslinger feat, we are gonna pick up Munitions Crafter. This will allow us to effectively make alchemically enhanced arrows. This will make us quite diverse and useful in many different situations. We could say that we're adding some form of aspect of different creatures that we hunted. That really threw me off. You shot me right in the brain there, Amber. I need coffee. Stealth Archer already killed you, as it does. Never even see it coming. And of course, as I've already mentioned, we are picking up Way of the Sniper. Using a gun, can't quite do that. But if we are wielding a bow, on the other hand, we're even better than the Gunslinger, using a bow. For level 2, we'll be picking up Quick Draw, just generally applicable also for bows, because a lot of these are going to specify you can do a reload as well as something else at the same time. We don't need to reload. For our skill feat, we're going to be picking up Trick Magic Item, because we are practically druidic vibes. We'll be using specifically anything that has primal nature, very in touch with our primal side, sexually. And our archetype, finally the creme de la creme, we are an assassin. We are a hired assassin from one place to the next, hunting down our prey. That could be both wild beasts, maybe people hire us to poach certain animals. By level 6, this character can do a lot of damage, like a lot, on the first attack. Believe it or not, the best option that I could find that fits this build very well, and thematically, longbow. Just a basic longbow just works. It's just good. It works this build so well. Everything else just has like a slightly less damage to allow it to do some little extra thing. The longbow just generally works really well. Our first hit at level 2 is going to deal 1d6 plus 1d6 plus 1d8. We most certainly one shot, one kill. Going on to level 3, I am picking up Incredible Initiative so we can make sure we stay on top and not get detected. Obviously, we're picking up a stealth increase. Now here's where things get a little interesting, at least for me. As much as I love breaking this game and having a lot of fun with things and doing numbers, hence why I named the channel Roleplay Mechanic, I'm not entirely all about mechanics and making number go up. Trust me, I love number go up, but I also really love my roleplay aesthetic. At level 4, we really take effective use of this and lean into our background, our vibe. We are picking up the rare feat. The 2 skill feats from this effectively allow you to never lose track of someone. You can very easily find your target. And the other one allows you to gain the knowledge of the beasts within your wilderness. Which means if you ever kind of leave these areas, you're certainly going to be quite nerfed. But it's fine. A lot of this stuff is very powerful roleplay mechanics that you get. Hey, he said the thing. But you're not going to be weaker in a lot of fights. Say, for example, you go into a dungeon. You are no longer in your specialized terrain. It will thematically very much come up. A lot of your stuff that you can't really use or know about because this is something you are not accustomed to. You are uncomfortable. It doesn't fit your knowledge. And that's good. You should be. Dungeons are terrifying, horrible places. But while you are in your specialized terrain, you'll be able to do so much for your party. And to thematically follow suit with that, for our skill feat, we are picking up additional lore, specifically animal lore. Quite likely, as a poacher, maybe people telling us to go hunt forbidden beasts, things that are not to be hunted, getting ivory. Animal lore, I think, is a very fun roleplay thing that you can potentially use. That being said, it's also potentially a very powerful ability. If you spend most of your campaign in a forest, running back and forth, doing contracts from different cities, or just generally exploring in the wilderness survival kind of thing, you will likely be hunting or encountering a lot of beasts. You could use animal lore to use recall knowledge on them at a reduced DC. This not only is very roleplay heavy, but very mechanically powerful as well. Definitely recommend. And at level 4, we get Surprise Attack. That will allow it to make sure that we definitely have targets off guard. At level 5, I decided to go for the Elven feat, Ageless Patience. This one I just find very fun to potentially use, but I think could fit this character concept very well. You are someone that can just wait in a itchy little bush. Probably not, because you would probably have decent knowledge not to be in that bush. You would probably be in the one next to it. And the poor fighter's going to be sitting in that one being like, you sure this is okay? Don't worry about it. You can take twice as long doing any activity, anything, and you get a +2 bonus to any roll associated with that. As long as you take twice as long to do something, you get a +2 to whatever it is, even in combat. If you try doing, say, the sneak action, so one action, sneak, you move at half your speed to another location, trying to avoid notice, you roll a stealth check. Or you use this instead, 2 action sneak, you get a +2 right on top of all your other stuff and things. That is pretty much going to guarantee that you're definitely not going to be detected. So at the end of level 5, we will be picking up crafting increase. 4 is the following level, level 6, poison weapon. We can now apply poisons to our arrows very efficiently, very fast. And with before, we have a nice solid bump into crafting. We can make any sorts of variety of poisons, from ones that are very simple that just do poison damage, to more elaborate ones that could cause enfeeble, paralysis, all sorts of fun poisons that you could potentially make. And trust me, there's plenty of variety of that you can find in a forest. And last but not certainly least, at level 6, we will be picking up Sniper's Aim. For 2 actions, we get to make a shot with +2 to attack. Picture this. We are hunting our target. We are tracking them. They don't notice we are here. We don't even need to roll stealth the entire time we're tracking them, hunting them, trying to learn who they are and how they work. It's finally time to go in. We unsheath one of our special munitions, arrows, tip it, get it ready with whatever kind of poisons we have. We take aim, Sniper's Aim, and then we go for a fire. They're going to be off guard, -2 to the armor class. We get +2 to our attack from the Sniper's Aim, and we are a fighter scaling class. We have probably Master in attack by this. We have an above average attack roll. If we don't get a crit on our first attack, we were unlucky. You're gonna be, as the way of the sniper says, 1 shot, 1 kill with this build. And I freaking love this. The best part is that it is so flavorful. It is very roleplay heavy almost, but also mechanically really good. That being said, for those people that are just squeezing their butt cheeks, are like, wait a minute, but no, that's not quite it, but yes, I'm aware. You could probably do more DPR with a gun. I understand, and I kind of agree. But I also don't care, because this is very fun build. It is definitely not how you should play a gunslinger, because you are not firing a gun. It's not part of the rules, and you should follow the rules exactly as they are stated. They are the God's words. But that being said, if you want to try having a little fun in your games and just mess around and find out, I definitely recommend playing a stealth archer, because as we all know, that is the only way you should play a game. Don't forget to do all those YouTube things, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It definitely helps out. This is a new channel. I will be going over every single other class, finding out ways to how not to play them, breaking some things. I will try my best to not foobar the rules. I will stick to the rules as close as possible, but I have pretty decent knowledge of the system's mechanics, and when we can do something like use a bow for things that say we require gun or crossbow, it's perfectly fine. It's not gonna break the game. You're not gonna become overpowered in any way, shape, or form. But it's really cool to hide and stealth archer. Gotta do the cool YouTuber stuff. Oh, right. Okay, here's the opener. What's up, YouTube? How bad did that clip? Was it loud enough for YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's Small Penis hanging right across your face. I got another crazy build guide here of how not to play Pathfinder.